So, this is day 2 of Open Studio. I'm still trying to figure out a few things like positioning the iPad properly and staring at the camera instead of the screen and lighting. So, but anyway, here I am. I'm also going to try and pay a little bit more attention to comments from people so at least I can acknowledge when somebody's here. But I want to thank you for joining me. I do want to comment that I had a couple people mention, or one person, well, my mother mentioned anyway, that the volume wasn't necessarily the greatest on this, maybe on Monday. I mean, you could hear it, but she said she had to turn it up. Now that said, she's in her 80s, so there's something to be said for that there. But just, if volume is difficult, turn it up. But in the meantime, I did order a microphone, so in the future, I'll be amplified. So we'll hope that's a good thing. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. And then the second thing I wanted to say was, it's raining again in Florida, which is reminding me a lot of when I lived in Texas. When you get to those warm, muggy, humid afternoons and the thunder boomers would roll in, and that seems to be what happens here in Florida too. So I'm really kind of entertained by that and excited by it, but I'm also sort of conflicted because it does kind of mess with the light in my studio, right? I got to turn the lights on again. I don't have bright sunny days to do all this. But that's okay. We need the rain, so it's good. So in the meantime, I'm going to sew like I did last time, but I'll keep talking. Today we're going to talk a little bit about confidence and why it's not actually necessary for creativity. It's helpful, sure, but it's not always necessary. And this is an issue I think that people have when they consider doing something creative. They sit there and think, okay, well, I'd like to paint a picture, or I'd like to write a poem or a book, or one of the things that we think more traditionally of when we think creativity. We don't necessarily think about, having confidence in your creativity if you're doing a spreadsheet or starting a nonprofit or any of the other millions of things that we do every single day that are creative. We just don't think they're creative. We don't classify them as creative. But confidence is really something that can get in people's way. And I'm here to tell you that if I had waited to be confident to make any of the things I make, I still wouldn't be making shit. And also, again, like I said last time, not always safe for work language here. If you got little ones at home, you may want to put some earbuds on just to listen to me. I'll try not to drop too many words, but it happens. I went to Catholic school for basically my entire youth, and then I worked in the construction management industry for over 25 years. So I swear like a construction worker, and it comes out sometimes. So again, if you got little ones watching or listening, you might want to put some earbuds in if you don't want them to hear the words if I happen to use them. So, but back to our topic at hand, and I am going to start sewing, so I'm going to turn you guys so you can kind of see a little bit more of what's going on. You can see the machine, you can see me while we're doing it. And again, like I said on Monday, you won't see the full piece until we're ready for the full review. I gotta get this thing just right? Put my glasses on. I don't know why. I'm going to be 53 in June, but it still bugs me that I put my glasses on for something like this public thing, because I still feel like I'm supposed to be like 20, and so I'm not supposed to wear glasses, and it makes me feel old. So if anybody else feels that way when they put the readers on, let me know. Let me know I'm not alone. But if not, that is it's my weird little kind of strange little thought about it. But anyway, all right, confidence and whether or not you need it to be creative. You don't. It's, again, like I said, it's helpful. It's helpful if you have the confidence to try something new. And there is that aspect. I guess I should say that piece of it is important. To have the confidence in yourself to take a chance on trying something new. That is key. It's necessary. But that's the kind of confidence that anybody has for really any endeavor, whether it's creative or anything else. I mean, if you want to go jump out of a plane, you got to have some confidence that you can do it. You got to have some confidence that your instructors know what they're doing when they're going to take you off that plane or take you out the door of the plane. If you move someplace new, like my partner and I just did, we picked up in the middle of a pandemic and moved from Illinois to Florida because he got a great new job. That requires some confidence to trust that it's all going to work out, particularly in a situation like the pandemic. But we don't often think about confidence when we think about doing something creative. And because of that, I believe it stops people from doing the thing, from taking that chance, from daring to try something new and different, and explore their own creativity. So what happens is that, you know, maybe you have this urge, like I said, to write a poem or write a book or paint a picture or to sing a song or make up your own dance, or bake a new kind of bread, or an experiment in the kitchen, or anything else that you can think of that you think that you want to do that you would classify as a creative act. And if you don't do it because you think, well, I'm no good at it, I'm not creative, I don't have a creative bone in my body, and so therefore you lack the confidence to try, you're hurting yourself. You're really hindering yourself in this respect, because I believe, obviously everything I'm going to say here is going to be my opinion, but I believe you're hindering yourself when you're lacking the confidence to try. Because just like anything else, if you don't try, you never know, right? So to share a little bit of my story, and I talked a little bit about this on Monday, and I probably will talk about this quite a bit in these open studios, because all I really have to share is my story. It's my story to share. Somebody else's story isn't mine to share, unless I've been granted permission. But for me, when I made my very first art quilt back in 1998, when my first father-in-law was diagnosed with that terminal pancreatic cancer, the only thing I was confident in was that I knew how to use a sewing machine. And even then I was shaky with it, because all I really knew how to do was hem pants, because that's all I really focused on when my mother made me learn how to sew. Because short, gotta learn how to hem stuff. So at least I knew how to use the machine, I knew how to thread it, I knew how to pick out fabric and whatnot, but to make something like a quilt, I didn't have again, cover your kids' ears, I didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing. I had no confidence in that, right? I had no confidence that I could make a quilt, but I was so determined to try because of that situation. I was so determined to do something for that man before he passed away, that I didn't allow a lack of confidence to stop me. And instead I went out and I went to the store, and like I said, I bought what's called cheater fabric, and I cut it out. And I cut it out based on the pattern. I didn't square it up. I didn't use the assorted tools that I discovered later that would have allowed me to really square that fabric up so that it was nice. Instead, I just went, here's the pattern, cut it out on the pattern, and I slapped some colored thread in between and stitched it all together. And I probably had crooked seams, and I probably had, all sorts. I'm certain there were a million flaws in that particular piece. But I did it with no confidence. Again, the only thing I was confident in my skill set was how to fire up the sewing machine and make it work. I basically winged it. I trusted that if I just took those tiny steps forward, or the tiny stitches forward, as it may be, if you'll pardon the pun, that I would be able to put something together that would work. And I did. And what I found from that was that the confidence that I didn't have for that first piece, the confidence in my skills, I didn't have that. I didn't have confidence in skills. I didn't have confidence in any sort of talent. I didn't have confidence in any sort of, I don't know, what's the word I want? Really, whether if I was even doing the right thing, right? I didn't have any of that there was no confidence for any of that. But what I found after I did it, right, is that I trusted that I was doing something that was the right thing. And I found when I finished that I had confidence that I didn't have before. And this is the deal. Confidence is not a requirement, it's a result. And so if you're holding yourself back from doing something creative because you're just not confident that you've got the skills, you lack confidence in your talent, your skills, anything related to it, do it anyway. My God, give it a try. I started a drawing practice here. Well, I picked up a sketchbook, a tiny little sketchbook, like pocket-sized, purse-sized sketchbook, I don't know, a year ago. and I put it on the coffee table with a set of colored pens, and randomly I would draw something. And one of these days we'll just flip through this sketchbook. Yeah, I did that today, and I was like sort of laughing at myself, like I really have kind of improved. But I don't consider myself a person who knows how to draw. I certainly don't draw freehand well. But I did it anyway because I decided it was something I wanted to try. I had no expectations on getting good at it. I had, again, the only confidence I had in myself was that I knew how to pick up a pen and put it on paper. I had no confidence in being able to draw anything that might remotely look like anything real, right? Like to draw a flower or a plant or something. Because my drawing skills for freehand drawing remain in grammar school. I'm still drawing the same stick figures, the same house, and the same lollipop trees that I drew in kindergarten, first, second, third grade. But I decided that I wanted to add drawing as something that I did. I thought it'd be a nice thing to do, maybe sitting in front of the television while we're watching TV or something, and so it would be a neat thing to do. Well, I did this very, very sporadically when I first got this little sketchbook. And just recently, in the last couple of weeks, I think I've got about 15 of these things drawn now. I started, well, it wasn't even then. It was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, I decided that I was going to start doing this daily. And because just like these textured fiber paintings, part of what keeps me going is that I've established and developed a regular creative practice, which means I have a sort of a structure and a routine to what I'm doing and when I'm making things, because it keeps me on track and it keeps me going. And it keeps the production coming, right? So I decided I'd do the same thing with the drawings. Again, no confidence that I'm any good at drawing. I just, I don't care. I'm going to draw. I want to try it. So I don't let the fact that I'm not confident in my abilities to do it. I'm realistic about the fact that I'm not, that freehand drawing is not a talent of mine. So again, no confidence. But I do it anyway. And what I have found in the last several weeks is that I sort of found this like my voice for drawing. And it's these abstract representations of geometric shapes. And it's nice. It works with my skill level because I don't actually have to freehand draw anything. I've got a compass and I've got rulers and I've got pencils, and so I sketch it with a pencil, and then I get my fun pens and I color it all in and make it look pretty. And what I'm finding is that I'm really enjoying this new drawing format that I'm doing, and it's giving me the confidence as I'm acquiring the confidence to get better at it. And in fact, I'm so confident and comfortable with it now that as soon as I can find an art supply store that's open, because I'd like to go in and see canvases, I'd like to look at them and choose the one I wanted, but I'm in paints as well. I'm going to go and buy big canvases and I'm going to turn them into big paintings. And I'm not a painter either. I have no confidence in my ability to paint. Who knows? The painting experiment could end up being a massive disaster. But I'm going to try it anyway, again, because I'm not going to let a lack of confidence in my ability to paint or to create a painting that looks any halfway decent get in my way. But what I have found through the years is that when people ask me questions about, these textured fiber paintings and poetry I've written and any other creative endeavor I've shared with people, a lot of times what I get from people is that they say, I can't. I don't know how, I can't do it, and it boils down to a lack of confidence in their own skills and talents. And when those who've chosen to work with me are able to get over that hump, because I help them discover that, again, confidence is not a requirement, it's a result. And I help them get through it through the development of a regular practice, because again, the more you do something, the more confident you become. I see John, I see Robert and Heather. What else do I see on there? Are you guys still watching? Thanks, guys, for hanging out. For those who are, John, you're in Texas, Father John, happy anniversary. So, I don't know if I'm rambling or not, maybe I am, I often do. I know this about myself. Actually, let's talk about these Facebook Lives and confidence. right? And confidence is a requirement for creativity. Again, it's not. Nor is it a requirement to do Facebook Lives, right? I don't know. I'm not a video person. I'm a woman who's going to be 53 years old. I'm learning new skills every day, and I'm going with it. I have, I'm hopeful that people watch. I'm hopeful that people will engage. I'm hopeful that people will find it of interest. There's no confidence in that. I'm just doing it. The more I do it, maybe the more people will watch, and then my confidence will grow. But again, I'm proceeding with it because I'm not allowing this lack of confidence to stop me. So when I'm working with people, when I'm on the coaching side, on the creativity coaching side of my work, I help. We do this in a variety of ways. If people know what they want to create, I work with them over the course of 100 days, and that's really more of accountability check-ins, so that they can kind of keep so they keep going and really establish the habit, because oftentimes creating is really just a habit. But through our conversations and through their regular practice, their confidence grows because it's the result. I also work with people and help them to, for those who know they want to do something, they have this really strong sense that they're supposed to be doing something creative, or they want to do something creative, or they don't quite get that, or maybe they feel they need to be creative for their job. I mean, certainly I will continue to parrot this until the day I die, is that creativity isn't limited to art with a capital A. It's applied to everything we do and every job we have, and everything. Your relationships, whatever you're making in the kitchen, your job, spreadsheets, putting groups together, running an organization, all of this requires creativity. So I've got options where I work with people over the course of 6 months, where we meet weekly to help them get over any hurdles they have regarding their own level of creativity. And we institute a regular creative practice. We find something that they want to do, something that is a little bit more art-like, so that they can start practicing, and they gain the confidence they need to go be creative at work, which is what they really wanted in the first place. Or I've got an option that's like, I work with somebody over the course of a year, and we'll get together for about an hour every month. And that one is more to help them kind of expand and find their voice, and really kind of take their creative practice to another level, so they can maybe be a little bit more prolific, like I've been with these textured fiber paintings. But back to today's topic about confidence. I'm curious, if anybody wants to drop a comment in there. Where have you found that where maybe you lacked confidence and you proceeded anyway, and discovered that maybe you were better at whatever it was you were scared to try than you thought you would be? I'm curious what people would think about that, because it's a common thread. No pun as I'm sewing. It's a common thread in the people I speak to find that they don't create because they're not confident in their ability. And my whole purpose in life is to help people develop that confidence, so that they can stop saying things like, I don't have a creative bone in my body, why would I create? Because if you're a creative type, I bet you get people who say to you, oh my gosh, I love what you make, and I don't know how you do that, and I wish I could do something like that. That's a lack of confidence when you hear that coming from somebody. And you may say it about something that you're interested in trying, but you don't try. And I just think it's a shame when people let it get in their way. So that's what I got to say about confidence and creativity. We've got about 10 minutes left. I'm going to just keep sewing. I have moved on to the green, if anybody's interested. If you can't tell, it's a little hard to see. I know the angle doesn't quite get it with the light. But we moved on to the green, and there's 3 or 4 patches of green on the background of this piece. So we're still, like I said, I think I said this on Monday, we're probably, depending on how much stitching I can get done over the course of the holiday weekend, we're probably a week and a half away from finishing this one up. And so if you keep coming around, you keep showing up for these things, you'll get to see the full reveal live and on camera, because we'll put the whole thing together. But one of the areas that I haven't been particularly confident in is my ability to to market and sell these things, and because I've yet to sell a piece, I'm going to be honest. But I decided that I'm done letting that stop me. Right? So I tend to, I don't just help other people gain the confidence they need to do the things they need to do. By working with others, I end up improving my own skills too. So I'm actually working with somebody to help me figure out how to market them and do a little better job of that, because that's not a skill that I have, marketing, but I realize that I can learn it. And so as I learn, I will get more confident, right? So for now, I think I'm going to go quiet for a little bit. You guys are probably, I don't know if you're tired of hearing me talk or not. I probably shouldn't say those sorts of things. It kind of I'm demeaning myself by saying it, and I shouldn't do that. But I'm going to stitch here for a little bit, and maybe just kind of finish up that way. What I'd like to say is that if you're kind of, as I finish this through sewing, I just want to say that if you're interested in learning more about what it is that I do, or you're interested in my art itself, you want to see it a little bit more up close and personal, as however is possible in today's times, whether you're local or not local, via Zoom or whatnot, get in touch with me and we can schedule some time on Zoom to have a conversation, or phone, depending on what it is you want, to talk about how maybe you can figure out how you can grow your own confidence and try that creative thing that you've been tempted to try that you just never have, because maybe you're tired of believing that you're not creative. Let's see if we can work on getting you to shift that belief out of the program that you've got that says you're not creative, that you don't have the confidence, you don't have the talent, you don't have the skills, because you do. Everybody does. It's our greatest gift, creativity. And it exists within all of us. It never goes away. We just get it drummed out of us as we grow up, because we're told you gotta go get a job, and you gotta be responsible, and you gotta be practical. And all those things are good, right? You gotta pay your bills. I don't argue about that. And it's part of why I didn't try to do this full time for a very long time, because being that practical, responsible adult, took precedence. Because I didn't have the confidence that I could do it. And then one day I decided I was going to try anyway, and now I'm confident that I can, because I tried, right? Because I'm out here and I'm doing it. Again, confidence is a result, it's not a requirement. So, like I said, if you're interested in learning more, you want some help to develop and grow creative practice, or you are doing something but you're not consistent with it and you could use some sort of accountability or mentor support, get in touch. You can drop a comment here below. You can send me a message via DM. You can go over to my website at hilaryclark.com and schedule an appointment, because there's a link on my website to do that if you want to do that. But get in touch with me and we can talk about how you can help gain and grow your confidence around your own creativity. All right, so for now, I'm just going to sew for the rest of the time. So if you're going to hang out, and just watch me do this, watch me spin this thing around. But thank you again for coming. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you Friday. We're going to do this again on Friday. We will not do this next Monday for Memorial Day, because, well, I'm not going anywhere, because there's nowhere really to go. It's Florida, they've opened up a bunch of stuff, but I'm still not going to the beach. I want to, really badly, but that's just too many people. So I'm going to be home probably and around the house, but I don't want to commit to doing an open studio on a 3-day weekend holiday, because people got stuff. They want to barbecue. You want to hang out at your own pool. You want to go, drink a beer with your family or whoever you can see in this age of physical distancing. So, like I said, we'll do this again on Friday. And then we'll do it again the following Wednesday. And for now, I am going to finally go silent after all and just stitch until our time is up. So hang out with me till it's done, all right? Thanks. Oh, one last comment. I said it at the beginning, I'll say it at the end. These things will live in perpetuity over on my YouTube channel, which is again just under my name, Hilary Clark. You know you have found the right place if you see a multicolored triscale Celtic symbol as the symbol for, so basically it's a triangle with some loops in it if you don't know what a triscale is, and it's my logo. So if you find that as the sort of the avatar or the icon when you find Hilary Clark, that's the one. And also if you poke around in videos you see my face, because that's what they are, they're all my face. So these open studios are posted there, as are my weekly videos that go out through my website. If you're on my mailing list, you get them directly on Mondays. And then they're saved on YouTube. And Monday there's an article that goes with the video, and then sometimes they get posted on Facebook too. But they live on YouTube, so they're easier to find if you're interested and you want to listen to all of them. So that's it. That's all I got for today. I'll hush my mouth. And I'll sew until our 30 minutes are up. Hey Michelle, I see you there at the end. That timer, guys, was my note to basically wind it up. So I will pause this. I'll take my glasses off so I can stop feeling like a little lady. I'll pull you guys a little closer. Anyway, again, thanks for hanging out with me for 30 minutes today and listening to me talk about confidence and why it's not a requirement, why it's not important. I can't even talk anymore. Confidence and why it's not a necessity for being creative. Okay. But I can help you gain the confidence through the work. So, again, watch this later again on Facebook, or go check out my YouTube channel. I'll get this posted sometime later tonight over to YouTube, so it can live there. And I'll see you all on Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.